So today I'm reviewing Jane Davenport's Power Pastels, which smudging crayons. And they come in this tin. They retail for about, I think they were $30. Um, and you get, 18 of them in the colors shown here. And they're supposed to be basically like oil pastels. Like this is the fossil fuel, which is brown. And this is kind of like how they behave on canvas. I'm not really impressed with them because if you were to compare them to like a regular oil pastel, the color goes down a lot smoother on a regular oil pastel, and you can actually smudge it, and these you're supposed to be able to smudge, and you're not getting any smudge action. The best comparison that I can give you to the Jane Davenport crayons is a regular, good old-fashioned Crayola crayon. So if you're looking for like a crayon, these are great, and I guess it falls under the category of crayon, but these seem like, to me, they're more wax than oil or pigment. I mean, I guess they're pretty decently pigmented, but like if you look, even the Crayola crayon that I'm scribbling here with is giving you more coverage than this. Like this you're going to have to like rub and rub and rub, and then you lose like a good portion of the crayon doing so. I really wouldn't recommend purchasing these. Normally I'm like, well, if it doesn't work out, if they're not that great, maybe I can find a way to use them more or find a better way to utilize them, but I really just overall have not been particularly happy with these. Like, here's the blending crayon that it comes with, which is basically, it says it's the Power Pastels blender. It's basically a wax stick used for blending, and it doesn't, like, that's not really any kind of blending action. You're just smudging stuff around even more. It's not, it just does not look good. Like, if you were to say, here's oil pastels and here's a heart, to give you a good comparison, if you were just to like lay it down and then like lay some color into that, and then do the same thing for the Power Pastels. Like, you can't even get decent coverage, and they're supposed to be blending crayons, and there's really like no blending to them. It's just wax on top of wax on top of wax, which if you do the crayon again, you'll see that it's very, very similar to the crayon. If you wanted to buy yourself a nice set of pastels, I really recommend that you get yourself something like, just these oil pastels that I'm comparing them to I got these at Joann's. I used a 50% off coupon, and I paid $3 for them, which is a big difference compared to these guys, the Power Pastels, which were like $30. And I used a coupon, so I think they were like 15 or 16. I think I used a 40% off coupon. But I would not, if I were you, waste the money. If you want like oil pastels to play around with or something new to use, get yourself something from the oil pastel section, because as you can see, this is the Jane Davenport, this is the oil pastel, and this is the crayon, and like this and this, there's not much difference. I really just, there's no value in these. And I find that they would be probably a pretty big waste of money. There's probably one of the few disappointing Jane Davenport purchases that I've made. And I really just would not recommend them.